Okay, I think we can start with the few participants that we have. The rest might join us later, but just want to bring to the attention the planners in the house that this module is a module for application for projects of strategic national importance by registered fiscal planners. And these plans or applications are made to the Director of National Land Use Planning, and we mapped it out that the applications can be done by registered planners who are practicing in private, and therefore today we just want to take you through how the system works and how you launch an application of strategic national importance. So we'll just show you the how parts of it the physical planners can make that application, and then maybe show you the output. That is Bluepad is the 17, the form that will be generated by the system after the application has been approved. So the in-between activities that is being done at the ministry or at the Department of Physical Planning will not be presented today, but just know that there is after the application is made, then the Department of Physical Planning invests the application, does some field work, does some circulation to the relevant authorities, then make an informed decision to either approve, reject, or refer an application. So therefore, today our trainers, who is Sam and Chukosa, will assist us to understand how planners can make this application in the system and what kind of approval or what kind of product that they will be expecting at the end. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Mr. Wafula to at least show us how to go about it and see how these applications can be done. So Sam, kindly, let's have that presentation. Take us through, show us what through the FAQs, frequently asked questions, what is required, how much is being paid per application, what kind of applications that the people are expected to make, and who receives it, the actors involved, and the eventual output.
Okay, I believe everyone is able to view the screen as projected as at now, which is on the Ardhisasa platform. So first things first, I'll be able to log into the account and be able to toggle my account to the registered physical planner so that I can be able to launch the application. So once you've logged into your account, of course, you'll get a private account, which will have to operate on the system. So for you to be able to upgrade your account to a registered physical planner, what you'll be able to do, you'll navigate to the account section on the left section, where we have the account button. You'll click on the account button. And once you click, you'll be able to see the account settings or the account details. So you'll proceed on to the upgrade account. And once you click on the upgrade account, you'll be able to click the add profession. And we shall have the different professions who are allowed to act on the system listed on the list below. So once you click the arrow pointing downwards, you'll be able to see the different professionals. So if you want to upgrade your account as a registered physical planner, you'll be able to click on the registered physical planner, key in your admission number, for example, as I've put that. Then you'll be able to attach the documents as listed below. That is the current practicing certificate. You'll be able to upload the registration certificate and any other supporting documents that you have, that it can be the ID or any other form of document. So on attaching the documents, what you'll do, you'll be able to click on the upload button. Then it will navigate you to your machine, where now you can be able to choose the specific file that you want to attach. So under this case, maybe I'll just use any document. Let's say, for example, I assume that is the current practice certificate. And once you've already uploaded the documents, you'll be able to click on save. And when you click on save, what happens is that your application will be received by the ICT department in the State Department of Lands and Physical Planning, and they'll be able to verify with the different respective bodies of the physical planning, the physical planners. And once your account has been approved, you'll be able to get a message of the approval of your account. And what that makes into your account is that once you get to your profile icon, you'll be able to see the added account operation, that is the added profession. You'll be able to view it once you click your profile photo, you'll be able to view the added account feature that is for the registered physical planner. And once you get that, you'll be able now to proceed to make the specific application, which is the Projects of National Strategic Importance application. So once you've already uploaded your account, you'll be able to navigate to your profile, toggle your account to the registered physical planner account. And as you can see, it has changed from the private account to the registered physical planner account. Then you'll be able to scroll down and proceed to the physical planning department, where you'll click on view more, and you'll be able to move straight ahead to the project of strategic national importance, which is the last option here. Click on it. Then you'll be able to get these different bars that shows the different applications that you might have applied for and at what stage they are within the operation of the system. So I'll explain to you the different tabs that we have here. One of them is the pending tab. Pending tab, it means we are awaiting execution on the parties that are involved in this application. So when you see your application on the pending tab, you know that either parties, maybe if you've tagged in an investor or a developer has not executed on their end, you will see your application under the pending tab. The ongoing tab basically means that you are, as the registered physical planner, and the parties involved in the application have already done the due diligence, which means the application is now on the staff edge, waiting for the different checks that have to go through the application. As Ben had mentioned earlier, as we are starting, it has to go through the different processing through the different officers. So once you see your application on the ongoing tab, it means it's on the staff side pending the different checks that have to be undertaken for the application to be verified. And once you see on the completed tab, it means your application has been approved, and hence it has allowed you to proceed on with the permission that you are sorting after. And on the rejected tab, if there are any reasons, legitimate reasons that will make your application not successful, you will be able to get it on the rejected button with reasons as to why the application has been rejected. And that is upon the different tabs that are projected above. So for you to be able to launch a new application, you'll proceed right to the new application button, which is on the far right. You'll click on the new application. And for the first page that you'll be able to get are the frequently asked questions, or we call them the FAQs, whereby you'll be able to get a guide on what this specific application is all about, and if there are any documents needed, what are the specific documents that are needed, and the different payments, if there are any payments required, and all the actors involved. So basically, the FAQs will give you an in-depth information of the full application of what you're going to undertake to be able to make a successful application within the system. So next, we will proceed to the application details. Here is whereby we are filling the form that used to fill manually, but now we are doing it digitally. So it means you have to populate the different information regarding the development that you are applying for. First of all, we have the status of land, whereby we will indicate the different the different fields. We'll be able to fill in the different fields that are already populated here. One of them is the land reference number. So if within the development plan that you are applying for permission, you should be able to input the land reference number, which is not a mandatory field, because some of the planners may not have the land reference number, but may have the specific plot number for the development. So in case you have it, you should be able to input the same. Then you should be able to select the land use. So you'll be able to proceed on and choose. For example, I'll use the commercial bit. Then you'll be able to enter the specific plot number of the development. Let's say, for example, I'll just use a number, Kiambu. Then I'll be able to proceed and key in the size of the plot. Let's say, for example, I'll use 0.879. And then here on the P.S.N.I area, I'll be able to key in the specific P.S.N.I area. We have the different P.S.N.I areas. For example, we have the Konza City, Tatu City, we have the Naivasha. We also have one in Naivasha, So we should be able to insert the correct P.S.N.I area. So under this case, I'll just use Tatu City and proceed on to the different section that you're supposed to fill, which is the project details. So the project details, if I've selected as the land use as commercial, I should be able to to give the nature of the project. If, let's say, for example, if we can say it's a development of offices, if that is the case, but you should be able now to give the in-depth nature of the project, and then we'll proceed on and select the development permission. What are you sorting after? Is it a change of use? Is it an extension? Is it a subdivision? Is it a building plan? Are there repairs? Is it a development plan? You should be able to choose. So under this case, I'll choose a building plan and proceed to the client details. The client details is basically the investor or the developer of this property. So it means that for the client, he or she has to have already registered in the Ardhisasa system, because once we populate the Ardhisasa system, we are able to, the system is able to automatically filter in details of the investor. So under this case, I'll just attach an Ardhisasa ID of a registered person so that you can be able to proceed. And once I do that and click on search, I should be able to get the name of the investor, the Ardhisasa ID, as well as if I have made a mistake, maybe I have posted the wrong Ardhisasa ID to that, I can be able to click on remove and paste in the right Ardhisasa ID and click on search, and it should be able to populate that. Then we have the contact person details. These are basically the details of the person who will be liable in case maybe visits are to be made to affirm the development, because as we heard earlier, as Ben mentioned, some of the different stakeholders are going to get into place to inspect the same developments through the circulation. So it means we need to have a contact person whom will be able to get in touch once we get to the ground. So I'll be able to enter the name of the contact person. So I'll just use owner as the name. Then I'll be able to key in the number, the phone number of the person. Then once I do that, I'll proceed to the location details. Basically, that is where the project is. So I'll be able to select the different county, sub-county, ward, and the road. So I'll proceed on and just select an area. So I'll select Kiambu, proceed to the ward and select Berry and select and insert the road and click on add. So for the location details, if, for example, a project encompasses 2 counties, you can also be able to add the 2 counties. For example, we can say if a project encompasses, let's say, for example, Nairobi and Kiambu, we can be able to insert both locations at the same time. So for example, if it was the same, as you can see, first we've already indicated Kiambu, but if it encompasses 2 different areas, you can be able to still do the same and insert the different areas involved and click on the add location details, and you shall be able to populate the different locations if the project indeed shares 2 different locations equally. So then after filling that, we shall be able to proceed on next. And next we have now the documents that are needed to be attached for the specific permission sought after. So we should be able to, all the documents with the asterisks are mandatory documents that have to be attached for this application to be able to go through successfully. So we'll proceed to the property 13, that is the development permission from the county, and be able to attach the same documents. So all these navigations are done through your machine or through the computer that you'll be able to use. Then proceed and upload a certificate of title or a certificate of lease, depending on the nature of the parcel involved. Then proceed and file in a planning report or a planning brief of the development sought after. Then you'll proceed. We have the electrical drawings and the civil works, which basically applies into some of the developments under the building plans. That is for if it's either commercial or if it's either a standalone. So I'll just proceed first and add the mandatory ones. So I'll proceed to the architectural plans, be able to select that in the machine, proceed to structural plans, be able to attach the same, and proceed to the indemnity forms by both the engineer and the architect. And then we have the additional documents, as you can see, which do not have asterisks. That is the plan, civil works, electrical drawings, and the mechanical drawings. But if you as the registered physical planner already have these documents, you can be able to proceed and attach the same. And if you have any other additional documents that have not been mentioned here and there is need for you to add, you will basically proceed to the additional documents tab here, and you'll be able to enter the specific document type, let's say for example, national ID, then click on choose, and then proceed to your machine, attach the specific document, and then proceed to the next. So in case you want to add any document that has not been named on the above document section, proceed to the additional documents, type in the document, and be able to attach the same. Then after the attachment of all the documents, you'll proceed to next, whereby now we have the verification of details, that all the details you've input within the application, you can be able to confirm them here. And if there is need for you to change any document, to change any information that you've already inserted, you can be able to proceed back and navigate back even through the different sections, the application details of the documents, and be able to change. And once you are sure that whatever you've already put as the information is correct, you can be able to proceed and scroll down and hit the submit button for you to submit the application. And once you hit the submit button, a pop-up comes up and asks if you're sure to submit the request. And once you're sure, click on yes. And upon clicking on yes, upon successful submission, you should be able to get a pop-up which tells you application successfully created. So in this application, as we noticed, we involved a party which is the developer or the investor, who is the developer or the investor in the application through the Ardhisasa ID. That means that we are going to expect an execution or an acceptance on his account towards making this application. So when we click on view, first things first, the process will bring us to the payment of the development control project fees. So you'll be able to click on view, and you can be able to view the invoice of what it entails to bring about the 13,050. So you can be able to view the vetting fees, the inspection site fees, and the application of development permission fees as projected on the screen. So you can, this is the breakdown of how it brings about the 13,050 shillings for payment. So payments can be done either by the registered physical planner or the investor or the developer involved. So both faces can be able to have the same view of the payments. Then when you view on the application details, we have the status as pending. And as you can see on the verified details, the party who is involved or the investor who was involved, who is Pauline, has not verified the OTP. So we expected to log in as the investor and be able to proceed and give and get an OTP for the same, and key in to verify that indeed this developer is in agreement with this development that is being applied for. So next, we can also be able to see all the information that we input regarding the application. So right now, allow me to just log out and log in as the investor and proceed to execute on the same. So I've not paid for the invoice involved. So we are going to see the same interface on the investor side, so that we can be able to see the different forms of payment, and also we can be able to mock the payments. So I'll log out and I'm logging in as the investor. So for every login, you're going to get an OTP on your phone to be able to verify your login. So that is a security feature on the system to ensure that the person who is logging in is indeed the person who is registered. So upon logging in, once we click on the notifications bell, we can be able to see there is a project there's a project of national importance with that reference that has been created, please request for an OTP and verify to proceed. So a point that I forgot to mention is that for every submission you do, you're going to get a specific reference for that application. So that ties your application so that in case maybe you want to do an inquiry, the reference is what you're going to use to be able to navigate through your application. So I'll proceed to the notifications, click on the specific development permission, which is the first one. Click on it, and as you can see, it has already navigated us to the invoice payment on the same. So for the different, we have the different modes of payment that are available within the system. So when I click on pay, I'll be able to get the different modes of payment. So one, you can see we have a payment reference number specific to this application. We have the amount, and also we have the different modes of payment. We have the different banks, we have the different, we have the RTGS, we have the M-Pesa, we have the Pesa Flow, and all the others. So you can be able to navigate and pay through the different modes of payment. So for example, if we click on M-Pesa, we should be able to get a guide on how to be able to go about the same. So under this case, I'm using a training platform, so I'll just be able to mock the payments to affirm the payments are made. And once I click on the mock payments, once it's paid, you'll be able to see the status as complete. So if it's not complete, it means it's not paid. And another also avenue for you to know if you've paid, initially, while you were clicking on the view, you were only viewing the invoice, but now you can see, we can be able to view the payment receipt. So those are the avenues that can assure payment. And as you can see, it is already listed on the different sections under the payment, how the money has been distributed to bring about the 13,000. And after that, I'll proceed to the application details, whereby now the investor is supposed to verify using an OTP. So upon clicking get OTP, he or she will receive an OTP on his phone and be able to input the same to verify that indeed he's allowing the application to go through. So upon receiving the OTP, I'll be able to input the OTP and click on verify. And upon clicking on verify, I'll get a pop-up of a message saying the OTP has been successfully verified. And I'll be able to log now back into the account of the registered physical planner, where now I'll be able to proceed and submit the application. So I'll click on the login, get to the, enter either the identification number or the Ardhisasa ID and the password, and click on continue. I'll be able to receive an OTP on my either email or phone and proceed, click on login, then get to my account, toggle it to the registered physical planner account, proceed to the specific application, which is the first application, click on view. Then as you can see now, the submit request button is active. So at this point, it means the executions have been done and all the information regarding the application is has been done. The payment of the invoices and all that has been done. And also the applicant is able to see also the different documents that have been attached to either affirm whether these are the documents that were indeed for the specific development. And upon successful attachment of documents and all that payment, now the registered physical planner is able to submit the request, which now he gets a pop-up of the application has been submitted successfully, and now it gets to the Department of Physical Planning, whereby now there are different processes that are being undertaken by the different officers in terms of the verification, in terms of the compliance of this application towards the successful either approval, rejection, or deferment, depending on the state of the application. So once the registered physical planner has submitted the application, it gets to the staff, and there are different officers who will be able to work on it. And after they have worked on it, there are different, the director and the cabinet secretary are able to certify the approvals for the same. And what is expected, what is the end product that is expected is that at the end of all these application is that the plans should be stamped with an official stamp from the State Department of Lands and Physical Planning affirming that they have been approved. And also you'll be able to get PLUPA DC-17 of the notification of either approval, deferment, or rejection of the same. And also you'll be able to get a PPA2, which shows basically the approval of or rejection or deferment of the same. So once the application has been completed, you'll be able to get it on the completed tab. And once you get it on the completed tab, you'll be able to click on view. And once you get to the document sections, after approval, you'll be able to get the process documents. As you can see on this section, we have the process documents, and also we have the signed documents. So we expect on the different plans attached that we should be able to have them stamped. So I'll just proceed maybe and open a complete plan that has already been done. So basically this is the PPA form that you'll be able to get after successful approval of the same. So the structure is as it is. You should be able to get the topic of the same, the application, the applicant, and the specific naming of the development, and the conditions are cited. This is for the PPA2. Then we have for the PLUPA DC-17 application form, you should be able to, let me just navigate and click on one of them. Just a minute, let me just stop sharing it so that I can project the screen to the specific. So then this will be the PLUPA DC-17 projected on the screen with all the information regarding the application, the reference attached, and all the other information regarding the same application. So whichever information you'll input will be able to be input on this place, and then you'll be able to see the conditions that have been put in place by the specific officers. This is just a dummy. It's just a dummy of conditions. Then you'll be able to see the date of approval and the sign and the cabinet secretary's signature appended on the same. So basically this will be the output that you'll be able to see. And then for the different plans, you should also be able to see, you should be able to see them appended with signatures or a stamp. So I'm just trying to view if I can show you one of them so that you can be able to see how the output comes about. But basically those are the outputs that we shall be able to find upon successful approval of the application. So as I continue to get you the plan, the approved plan stamp, I can just open up for any clarifications or questions regarding what you've presented on the P.S.N.I and maybe any recommendations regarding the same. I hand it over back to Ben to moderate on that section. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam. Maybe from the onset, I think there are some things which we had worked on, and I can see there are still some errors. For example, when you are talking about PPA2, we talked that there is a new law and now PPA2 is no longer working. So the forms that are being produced should be in line with the new law, which is PLUPA. So it is PLUPA DC-17 and DC-18. So the one that we showed Apogee is and Deepa PPA2, that should not be the case. And
okay,
also
noted.
For the planners in the house, maybe some chose to go with the building plans, but when you're doing the application on the first page in the application details, when you select a particular application type, for example, if it's a change of user, then on the required documents, they'll change. You'll not be required to upload engineer's indemnity when you are doing an application on a change of user. But so those engineer's indemnity and those documents that you show, that you have seen about engineer's indemnity, building plans, and so on, They are just because some chose to do a demo on the business plans. But there are several application types that physical planners can do, and these are all guided by the projects which are categorized as strategic national importance according to Section 69 of the Physical and Land Use Planning Act. Therefore, with that bit of clarification, I now welcome anybody with questions to raise them so that we can address them and also give us the input on how we see the module and how we can improve it. Many thanks. Anybody, any question? Any question? I can see Planner Swipe and Senior Planner Patrick. So I think if there are no questions, then maybe you can always reach out to me or Sam, the developer, or anybody within the department to clarify anything that you want to know about these applications and how you can go about them. So Sam, I don't see if these planners have any questions. I think we can wrap up this webinar as it is, and if they have further questions, maybe they can forward them to us at a later time or date.
Well noted.
So I just want to thank those who managed to log in and spread the word. We are trying to occupy those unoccupied mansions, and we have really tried to so that planners can make these applications. As it is at the moment, the applications are made by the individuals themselves, the developers. But now with the module, now we are also looking for work for planners so that they can also assist in standardizing these applications. So without further ado, I want to thank you. I can see some messages, people saying that they will give more feedback when they interact with the platform. So I think that's okay. Many thanks. And I think we can now close the webinar. Thank you all. Thank you for logging in. And let's catch up very soon. Thank you.